With all the Team Rocket Pokemon finally revealed, we can see how it fares in our current meta. Today's matchup is Team Rocket versus Dragapult. John wins the coin flip and chooses second. I'm going to start with the Team Rocket's Articuno with the Resistance Veil ability, which prevents all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to your basic Team Rocket Pokemon. This is going to protect my benched Pokemon against Dragapult EX's Phantom Dive attack. I start with the Earthen Vessel, discarding a card to grab 2 energies from the deck. I'm going to get a Grass and a Psychic energy. I then play Ultra Ball to find Team Rocket's Tarantula. This is an important basic in the deck that is going to evolve into one of our best Pokemon. The Tarantula has an attack for 1 Grass energy that does 30 damage. This can let you take down small Pokemon like Badoo. With that, I'm going to pass the turn to John. He's going to start with a Buddy Buddy Poffin to be able to find some Dreepy. He finds a Dreepy and a Tatsugiri, and then plays Ultra Ball, discarding 2 cards to search any Pokemon. He's going to get Badoo, and then attach an energy to the Dusknoir to retreat it into the Badoo. This is going to let him use the Itchy Pollen attack and item lock me, while doing 10 damage to the Articuno. I draw for turn and then evolve into the Team Rocket Spidops, which has the Charge Up ability which allows it to attach a basic energy to itself from the discard pile each turn. Then its Rocket Rush attack does 30 damage for each of your Team Rocket Pokemon in play. This is why we'll be mainly playing Team Rocket Pokemon. Since I'm not able to play items, I pass back to John and he plays another Buddy Buddy Poffin. He gets Dreepy and Dreepy. He then evolves his Dreepy that's been in play into a Dracloak and uses its Recon Directive ability to look at the top 2 cards of his deck and add 1 to his hand, and then uses Itchy Pollen. Since I'm locked out of items again, I just use the Spidops to attach an energy from the discard pile. And then I use Team Rocket's Giovanni, which is similar to Prime Catcher, where it's going to switch my active Pokemon and my opponent's active as long as I have a Team Rocket Pokemon. So I use the Spidops to take out the Dusknoir, and then on John's turn, he's going to use the Recon Directive, and then bench Pheasantipity. Since I took the knockout on the Dusknoir, he can use Flip the Script to draw 3 cards. He's going to play Crispin to go ahead and get 2 energy into play. He's going to think about putting them both on Dracloak, or if he wants to spread them out a little bit. He settles for putting them both on Dracloak so that he'll be able to attack with Dragapult EX later, but this puts it at risk of being knocked out. The Itchy Pollens, and now it's my turn. Now I'm able to use the Team Rocket Proton, which allows me to search 3 basic Team Rocket Pokemon from my deck and add them to my hand. This is pretty good when you're item locked under Badoo, able to still get some basic Pokemon into play. I'm finally getting to look at the deck pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and take some time and figure out what'll help me. I'm going to get 2 Tarantula and a Zubat. The Zubat doesn't have a very important attack and can't even attack unless you use the Team Rocket energy, but it's going to evolve into Golbat later, which has a pretty good ability. I'm going to go ahead and use the Badoo to use the Spidops to knock out the Badoo and pass to John. He's going to use Recon Directive, and then flip the script. He's going to use Ultra Ball, which will allow him to find the Dragapult EX that he's been wanting to get into play. He can use its Phantom Dive attack, but the Articuno will protect my bench Pokemon since they are all basic Team Rocket Pokemon. The Phantom Dive is not as scary when it's only taking a knockout on the active 1 prizer. I promote the Tarantula and draw for turn. Finally being able to play items, so I'm going to play Team Rocket Receiver, which searches any Team Rocket supporter. And I find Team Rocket's Petrol, which allows you to search your deck for any trainer card. This is going to be pretty important for searching out Secret Box, which is my A-spec of choice. I'm going to play Earthen Vessel first, so that when I play the Secret Box, I'm discarding some energy for the Spidops to add back later. Secret Box allows me to search after discarding 3 cards for an item, tool, supporter, and a stadium card. And as we're going to see soon, Team Rocket has a very powerful stadium card. I'm going to go ahead and play the Buddy Buddy Poffin that I just searched to get some more basic Pokemon into play. Getting a Tarantula and a Team Rocket's Mimikyu. The Mimikyu can copy the attack of Terra Pokemon. I played the Stadium, Team Rocket's Factory, which since I played a Team Rocket supporter this turn, it allows me to draw 2 cards. I then evolve into a Spidops and use its ability to get a grass energy from the discard pile. Then I use Night Stretcher to get another energy to attach for turn. And since I have 6 Team Rocket Pokemon in play, this will do 180 damage to the Dragapult EX. Not enough to hit it, but a pretty good chunk of damage. John plays Artisan, bumping my Stadium and using it to get a Duskull into play. He uses Phantom Dive and takes out the Spidops, and I promote the Team Rocket's Mimikyu. I put the Team Rocket energy on it, which can only be attached to Team Rocket Pokemon and counts as 2 energy, being Dark and Psychic type. Any combination of the 2. I then attach some tool cards from hand, Counter Gain, and Defiance Band so I can play down my hand and use Ariana. Since I control only Team Rocket Pokemon, it's going to allow me to draw until I have 8 cards in hand. The Mimikyu is going to be pretty good here since the Spidops already damaged the Dragapult. I'm going to go ahead and put Mewtwo EX in play, which has an ability where it can only attack if you have 4 Team Rocket. This is more reason to only play Team Rocket Pokemon. I use the Mimikyu to copy the Phantom Dive and knock out the Dragapult EX and the Duskull, taking 3 prizes, putting myself at 1 prize card remaining. On John's turn, he promotes the Tatsugiri and uses its Attract Customer ability to find a supporter, and he benches Blood Moon Ursaluna EX, which can attack for free since I'm on 1 prize card. Flip the Script's going to allow him to draw 3 cards, and then he's going to play Arven, being able to search his deck for an item and a tool card. He gets Counter Catcher and Sparkling Crystal. He's going to use Night Stretcher to get a Dracloak into play again and be able to draw some cards from his deck. He finds another Dracloak, so now he has 2 Recon directive abilities he can use each turn. He attaches and retreats into Blood Moon Ursaluna and Counter Catchers one of my Tarantulas, since the Mimikyu can attack since there's no Terra Pokemon in the active. I use Night Stretcher to get the Spidops into play and attach Team Rocket Energy for turn. I'm going to be able to use the Spidops to get another energy from the discard pile with its charge up ability. I'm burning down some cards in my hand so that I can use the Ariana to draw more cards. So I burn the Buddy Buddy Poffin and then play Ultra Ball. I'm still needing to find an energy switch to be able to win the game. So as I get some cards out of my hand, I'm going to play the Golbat, which is going to allow me to put 2 damage counters on one of his Pokemon when I evolve it. I go ahead and put those on the Blood Moon Ursaluna to make it an easier knockout in case I can't find everything I need. Then I play Team Rocket's Receiver to get the Ariana, which is going to allow me to draw some cards until I have 8 cards in hand. In this situation, it's going to allow me to draw 5 cards. So then I use the Spidops getting the energy attached, and I did find the energy switch so the Mewtwo can attack. And by detaching the Team Rocket energy, which counts as 2, the Mewtwo's attack will do 280 damage to the Blood Moon Ursaluna, allowing me to take Game 1. In Game 2, I'm going to start Zubat and use the Receiver to find Proton. Proton has an extra little clause where it can be used on the first turn of the game, even going first. This is going to allow me to get 3 Tarantula down in play, and I opened up with the Articuno in hand. John started Hawlucha, unfortunately, which is a pretty bad start for Dragapult. He's going to use Nest Ball to get Dreepy and then play Arven, being able to search any item and tool card from his deck. He's going to get Buddy Buddy Poffin and Rescue Board. He plays the Buddy Buddy Poffin to go ahead and put Badoo and another Dreepy into play. The Rescue Board's going to let the Hawlucha retreat so that he can start using Itchy Pollen and slow me down. The Zubat is weak to lightning, not grass like most dark Pokemon, so it's only going to do 10 damage. On my turn, I'm only able to evolve into Spidops and pass. He gets Dracloak online, so now he's going to be in a pretty good spot to start finding a lot of cards. He's going to take some time on the second Dracloak. And now he plays Artisan. This is going to give him access to Duskull. And it's going to start a little place where he's going to want to try to get Rare Candy Dusknoir to be able to knock out the Articuno and start using his Dragapult's Phantom Dive attack to its full ability. On my turn, I use the Artisan and pass the turn. There's going to be a lot of Itchy Pollen going on in this game, and I'm going to have a lot of trouble playing any items. He goes ahead and puts Fire on Dracloak after he uses their abilities to get some cards. He still hasn't found the Rare Candy Dusknoir, so I'm in a good spot still. He goes ahead and evolves into Dusclops and uses it to knock out one of the Tarantulas so he can see a prize card. Now he's going to need to get another Duskull in play if he ever wants to use this Rare Candy play. He uses Itchy Pollen, and on my turn, I have a full hand, but mostly items, and can't really do a lot. I go ahead and play Petrol, which can get the Stadium, and also let you use the Stadium. So I'm going to be able to draw 2 cards after benching the Team Rocket's Mimikyu. But I didn't find anything else useful. John's going to bench Tatsugiri on his turn, and he's going to be able to use 1 Recon Directive. He uses Earthen Vessel to find 1 of each energy, and puts the energy needed on Dragapult EX to allow it to attack whenever he wants to. He benches a Duskull so that he can try to line up that Rare Candy play if he ever finds his 1 copy of Rare Candy. And he Itchy Pollens the Zubat. We'll go ahead and put energy on the Spidops for later, and pass the turn. I didn't even have a supporter to be able to use the Team Rocket factory. He uses Recon Directive to see the top 2 cards of his deck and puts 1 on bottom. He still hasn't found the Rare Candy, so he's going to take a knockout on the Zubat with Itchy Pollen. I promote the Mimikyu, which also has free retreat, which is pretty useful. I retreat into a Tarantula and pass the turn. He uses Recon Directive, still digging for that Rare Candy. He attaches Fire to the other Dracloak, and with that he's going to use Itchy Pollen, and it's my turn again. I go ahead and evolve into a Spidops. And I'm in a pretty safe spot until he finds this Rare Candy. He uses Itchy Pollen, I pass back. This is going to be a lot of passing back and forth with this 10 damage from the Itchy Pollen. I go ahead and bench a Mewtwo and put an energy on it to get it ready. He finally finds the Rare Candy, so now he can finally start doing some stuff. He uses its Curse Blast ability to knock out the Articuno, and we're both going to take a prize card. He then goes into the Dragapult EX and takes out the Tarantula and the Mimikyu off the bench. I'm not going to have the cards in deck needed to get the Mimikyu back, so it's going to be a tougher game than it was in the first. I promote the Mewtwo EX. And I have a huge hand that I can finally start playing, and I use Night Stretcher to get back the Articuno so the Phantom Dive won't be good anymore. I go ahead and play Earthen Vessel, discarding some energy to get some more energy into hand, and then another copy of Earthen Vessel, getting the final grass energy from the deck. And we'll use Buddy Buddy Poffin just to take a look at the deck and kind of thin the hand down some. I play Secret Box, and it's going to take me a little while to think of what I can discard since I don't want to run out of energy. I go ahead and discard 2 Ultra Balls and the grass energy. I'll take a good look at the deck and try to find a win condition as far behind as I am, with John being on 1 prize card to my 4. I get Archer, Night Stretcher, Factory, and Defiance Band. I attach the Psychic Energy to the Mewtwo, and then use Energy Switch to move the other Psychic from the Spydop, so now the Mewtwo can attack this turn. I use the Defiance Band and then Night Stretcher the Zubat into play. I'm going to go ahead and put Counter Gain and play Archer. Archer, since a Team Rocket Pokemon was knocked out last turn, will both shuffle our hands into our deck, and I'll draw 5, and John's going to draw 3. With the Team Rocket Factory, I'll be able to draw another 2 cards, and bench another Mewtwo as a backup attacker. I can now use both Spydops to get energy and do 280 with the Mewtwo. With the Defiance Band, since I'm behind on prizes, this is 310. Now the Dragapult EX is in range of the Golbat if I ever evolve the Zubat. On John's turn, he's going to go ahead and put energy on the Dracloak, so it is able to attack now when it turns into a Dragapult EX. The Articuno only protects basics, so his Phantom Dive does 200 to the Mewtwo and 60 to a Spydops. Spydops has 130, so it would take 3 Phantom Dives to take it all the way out. I'll go ahead and play Team Rocket's Receiver and try to figure out which supporter will help me here. I don't have a way to get to the Golbat in the deck because I discarded the Ultra Balls with the Secret Box. So I just burned the Receivers to get my hand down since I have Ariana in hand. Here I get the Wobbuffet. It never comes into play this game, but its Rocket Mirror attacks lets you move all damage counters from one of your Team Rocket Pokemon to your opponent's active. This would be useful to clean up the Mewtwo that has all the damage on it, but not when I'm on 1 prize card. When my opponent's on 1 prize card. So I'm going to detach all 3 energy to retreat the Mewtwo and put the clean Mewtwo in the active. I'm going to attach Team Rocket's energy to it, and then go ahead and use the Spydops and an energy switch to be able to let it attack. It has 160 base damage, so it is enough to knock out this Dragapult since I haven't found a Golbat. I use the other Spydops to get a Grass Energy for later, and take the knockout on the Dragapult EX. He promotes the Dracloak, and it's gotten a lot tighter now that he needs a Gust to be able to win the game. He also can't attack with the Ursaluna unless he attaches an energy since I'm at 2 prizes. So he plays Iono, putting me down to 2 cards and himself at 1. He's going to be forced to retreat the Dracloak here, but he's not really sure what to retreat it into, because if he does the Badoo, I just take the knockout. But I need 2 prizes, so it's not going to be enough anyways. So that's what he does. He does Ichipon. Now I put the Team Rocket energy on the Crobat. On the Golbat. The Crobat doesn't come up in this game, but its ability lets you do the same as the Golbat, but to 2 Pokemon. And its attack lets you return it to the hand. So that's why I put the Team Rocket energy there. John's going to be forced to concede here as he has no way to stop me from knocking out the Blood Moon Ursaluna. Pretty good match with these new cards. They're a lot of fun, and we hope to do more gameplay with them coming soon.